What's up everyone, I'm Englund and today I'm figuring out the guitar tone of the album The Gathering by Testament. The Gathering by Testament is one of my favorite album productions of all time. It's just such a force, a brutal force, with the the slamming drums by Dave Lombardo and the chunky ass rhythm guitar and bass and holy shit, it sounds so good. It was produced and mixed by Andy Sneap, and at the time of the arrival of the album, I was very much into Andy Sneap and his productions. And I was hanging on his forum and asking for knowledge and whatnot. And I knew at the time that the album was basically triple rectifiers. The rectifier probably boosted with Tube Screamer and 808 or something like that. Classic Andy Sneap, V30 speakers and whatnot. But that was like 20 years ago. I had to refresh my memory a little bit. So before making this video and prepping for it, I went up on the Andy Sneap forum and I found this info about the album from Andy Sneap himself. Okay, Testament, The Gathering, guitar, Dean guitars with Seymours, so Seymour Duncan JB in that matter, he answered this later in another post. Boogie triple rectifier and Boogie cab with vintage 30 speakers, Shure Beta 57. Alright, that's cool, but there's no boost in it. Someone asked, are they boosting the rectifiers? Andy Sneap replies, no, it was straight in. I mean, the thing with rectifiers is that for me personally, to be able to make it sound good, or like sound good with my hands and my playing, I've had to use some sort of boost or an overdrive. And I kind of thought that, of course they would use an overdrive. I mean, it's so chunky of an album. But reading this line from Andy Sneap, I was like, really? That means that you either have to pick really fucking hard to get that tightness out of a rectifier. You need to fucking dig into those strings. Or, if you use EMG pickups, you get a little bit extra active push. And now when I go back and listen to the album, it does actually sound like an unboosted rectifier. What makes the guitar tone and the whole production so chunky is just all the elements together. I mean, the drums, the slapping drums, man. The bass guitar and, the compression of the mix and all that. That is what makes it so brutal. It's not necessarily that the amplifiers were pushed. Go back and listen to the album, man. It's definitely a non-boosted rectifier. I never thought about this because I just assumed that they were using a boost. So for this demo today, I gathered up all of this shit that was in the list. I have a Dean guitar that Eric Peterson plays on with a JB pick. Eric later on used Cadillac guitars as well with EMGs and all that, but for this album he was using Seymour Duncan JBs. And I'm going straight into my Mesa Tremoverb. Now this is not a triple rectifier. Triple rectifier is 150 watts. This is a 100 watt dual rectifier right here, but this is what I have at the moment. Triple rectifiers aren't that common here in Sweden nowadays. I played one before. I have a demo a long time ago. This will do for today, man. I think it's gonna be okay. And then I have a Mesa cabinet with vintage 30 speakers and a Shure Beta 58 microphone right there. I also have a stereo microphone and I'll mix that in a little bit just to give a little space, into the tone. And yeah, man, was that it? I think I'm ready to go, okay? So let's turn it on. How are we with volume? I need more volume, I think. Note that it's just the guitar into the rectifier and nothing else right now, okay? Immediately when I start playing, I feel that I have to put a lot more effort into my picking technique. And obviously, this just says a lot about Eric Peterson as a rhythm guitar player. He is an absolute beast. This guitar is also tuned to C, which is one of the tuners they use for the Gathering. DNR was used in C, and Down for Life is C sharp, actually. Yeah, man. I'm running the amp in bold mode and silicon diodes, modern, on the channel, okay? Gain is now at like 1 o'clock. Max. It really becomes muddy right there. I mean, there's no cheating with this setup right here. I mean, if you play shit, it's gonna sound like shit. Usually when you have an overdrive, at least that helps a little bit to cover up your bullshit and your bullshit playing. You have to have fixed strings too when you're digging in to your guitar, okay? I think this is a 62 in C. It's a little chunky, but it's nice, man. You can push really hard onto this string and it won't go sharp, you know? Shit, man, I'm getting tired playing like this. Okay, just as a test and demonstration, let's plug in a tube screamer, okay? Just to demonstrate how it sounds with a tube screamer, and, you know, it will make it a little bit easier for me and my playing, at least. I mean, this is what I probably figured the tone would be like. You know, having level on max, gain at 0, tone at like, you know, 1 o'clock, a little looser than, you know, a lot of other productions. Oh! 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 And this guitar is a Dean Select V, it's called. It's not like their cheapest, it's not their most expensive, it's like in between. I don't know if you can see this, but it has a gloss finish neck. It's black, but the backside is all brown, so you can see the wood a little bit, and then you have a satin neck right here, so you have a shift from gloss to satin. there it is. Holy shit, that made me tired in my right hand. I mean, you have to push and dig really hard into the strings if you're gonna play this amplifier in this setup without a boost. Just saying. Anyways, there you go. That's the Testament, the Gathering guitar tone right there. I still think to this day that Testament are still using triple rectifiers. And if you ever got to catch them live, I mean, their tone and live tone is just balls out amazing. Not sure what they're using for pickups today. Eric was using EMGs for a while. Not sure what he's using today. But for this album, it was a Seymour Duncan JB. It was an unboosted rectifier with VH30 speakers in a Mesa cabinet and a Shure Beta 58. If you have any questions, if you have any suggestions of what artist tone video I'm gonna do next, let me know in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.